Our next one, these guys have dropped a couple of really cool products on Grommet, including the Buttermill, which is one of our top sellers of all time. This one, they're back, and it is grilling season, so it is perfect timing. Even though we just missed 4th of July, we still got a lot of summer left. This is the Grate Spatula. I love this. Super cool. At first I was like, oh, another spatula, great. But then I realized like why it is super cool and super exciting for those of you on the grill, because most spatulas, you know, they just lay flat, you go and you scoop, and you know, part of the burger or the chicken or whatever that it is, it just stays on your grill and it makes it hard to flip them, and you know, it rips pieces of it off. But because of the way this is with the little ridges here on the top, when you go into scoop, you actually are getting underneath the burger or the chicken, and you can actually grate some of that stuff off. And it is going to make it very, very nice to cook some hamburgers, you know, this the rest of the summer. Still plenty of time to get your summer grilling in. Great product. These guys make very, very cool products that are very inexpensive, very user-friendly, and you know, big fan of them. We always, VJ from MaxSpace is always talking to us, and you know, just a great guy, and just excited to have another one of his products here on Grommet. So what did you think of our next summer grilling utensil?
Well, I'm laughing a little bit because when I saw that it says tear-free burger and food, when I read it, my mind went to tear-free. So I'm thinking, is it only for onions or what? How could this make sure that you don't cry when you eat? I couldn't figure it out. And then when I saw what it was, I figured it out. So just had to share that with you guys in case anybody else thought the same thing. But it's actually so smart. This is another one of those, the more I read about it, I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. Greg hit the nail on the head as far as, I mean, it's really nicely done. And you never know if that translates with the camera, but the quality of that, what you'll notice is that at this end, it's a little thicker. And so it gets a little bit more thin right here. It's very thin, as you can see there. And there's a reason for that. So I want to show you that. And the reason is, first of all, this is designed for tear-free food and burgers. But so what it does, because it's so thin, it really does get underneath the food. So you never leave any food on the grate. So all that goodness, that crisp, the seasonings, all of that stuff that you want stays intact. So whether it's steak or burger, whatever, it's not left on the grate. And so it's brilliant for that. But then what happens is, you're seeing in the video there, you turn it over and it then becomes a grate cleaner. And that's what those grooves are all about, is it actually seamlessly fits right along the groove of the grate. So it takes, and I tried it at home, it gets that gunk off your grill really, really quickly. And here's what's even smarter is they designed this to be customizable to your own grate. So what happens, because it is ultra thin, as you use it, it actually kind of grinds down to perfectly fit your own grill. So the more you use it, actually, the better it works. And so, I mean, I love it as much for cleaning as I do for actually flipping burgers and steaks and things like that. So to me, it's probably the best quality spatula I've ever felt, just if it was a regular spatula. But then it's got those extra, you turn it over and it's a grill scraper, and your food is not left on the grate. And then they added 2 more features I wanted to point out. Right here, these indentations, these are actually, they're called them spoons. And so you can get that, you know, the grease, the goodness, and pour, or sauce or whatever it is, and, you know, pour it almost based with it. So that kind of scoops up the juices and pours it back on. So I love that. And then this handle is very smart because this is also a bottle opener. So I love the any product that does more than one thing, I am all about. And this is one of them, definitely one of those. It does several things, but you'd never know it just by looking at it. So I'm so happy that you guys wanted to be on Grommet Live, where we can actually show you and talk about it and sing your praises, because it's very smart. Love it.
I love it. The last thing I'll chime in with here, that, you know, if you grill fish a lot, right? Like fish usually, like, they stick, it falls apart, especially if it's like a white flaky fish. this really helps to keep it together, being able to get under it and keep the whole piece together. So very, very cool. Great job. $24.99 is retail. You guys get it for $20 with your Grommet discount. Boom, use that QR code and grab that tonight. Man, just great job, VJ and the entire team. And of course, you can check out some of his other products on Grommet. The Buttermill is his best-selling product that we've had up forever. Love that product. And yeah, great job, VJ. And appreciate you being on Grommet Live tonight.
I love what Sandy just said. Sandy lives in Alaska, where, as we know, there's lots of salmon there. And she said, looks so thin that it could probably get between the salmon meat and the skin without a problem.
Nice.
So really smart use, Candy. I for sure think that it would do that. That is how razor thin it is. So I love that. Although I do love the skin. Gotta say.
Yeah. Alaskan salmon. That's the jam. Like that's good stuff there.